and you people realize I can go for 24 hours without stopping. If I'd be in the Senate of the United States, I could filibuster any building. I looked at your yearbook and brought back memories. Work today for a better tomorrow was your motto. You've been very, very successful in many professions, in many trades, in business, manufacturing, service industry, and many other occupations. I'm very proud of the class, proud of the whole class, especially all the students who endured my classes during those years. And I enjoyed every minute of it. Furthermore, the foundation of your success was laid at Northampton Senior High School. You become good citizens, good parents, godparents, and respected citizens in your community. Just to go back a little bit to Northampton High School. I look at the 63 yearbook, I'm amazed. There's 38 teachers there. 38 teachers there, and I look at this building today where my daughter just retired as librarian. And she saw 1,900 students and 120 teachers. And of course, that's not the support staff. Remember, we had the 3 L's. Remember the 3 L's? Lob, Laubach, and Lurch. They ran the school effectively. Today we have 7 guidance counselors because our society is plagued with more problems than you and I faced in 1963, I'll tell you that. The school district has 600 cameras. 4 armed policemen. Our policeman was your homeroom teacher in Norman Law. We have a security system. Mr. Oberlin and I have given many presentations. Well, it's like going through the Pentagon before we get in because there's a room full of cameras. I had to prove I was Edward Penny, even though my picture was there. But anyway, you had one advantage. Your class was smaller. You knew your teachers better. You knew your classmates better. There was better communication. Today, what do we have? We have Facebook and Xbook and cell phones and computers and emails. We have all types of things which are beneficial if used in the right way, but some things aren't used in the right way. As Larry Oberle knows, and many of my friends, Mr. Penny has no computer. Mr. Penny has no cell phone. Mr. Penny writes articles for the newspapers. Do you know how? On a pencil with stationery I was given from the borough as a councilman. So it's reused. But let's look back at the school a little bit and let's have some humor. I usually use back of envelope, don't I, Larry, when I write my article because I want to save paper. Well, I ended up with some cards here. I don't know, I must have taken them from the borough when they weren't looking. Because I was a councilman there for many years and never voted for a one budget. Okay, I would be good in Congress today. Let's look at some of you folks. Please don't take any offense of anything I say now. Because you know, as a teacher today, I probably would be dismissed after 2 months because of my style. Larry Oberle was not my student, or Margie, but they can tell you the time I had with their children. Florence Roth is here. Florence! A Weaversville girl was a whiz in typing. She spent her whole career at the Met National Bank, balancing checkbooks for customers who could barely read. You survived. Is Karen Seipel here?
No.
Well, son of a gun. She was a queen of square dancing. And if you want to see...
Speak in the mic.
I'm sorry. I never had a mic in my room. I don't know how to use these. But I had to borrow this shirt today so I'd look good. There's some truth to it. Karen Seipel, of course, was one of my students. Too bad she's not here. She was a great square dancer, and I called her square dance queen. If you want to see her, she's still got talent. Go to Seipel's Pumpkin Patch the next couple of weeks and she'll be dancing in the corn maze. Do I have Paul Hassler here? Paul, are you still playing the drums?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, a number of years ago, you were playing the drums and we drafted you to husk sweet corn on at Schmitty's farm. You remember it?
I remember the time when I got a row by myself. I always had to share one, and then finally grew into the point where you gave me a row to pick corn, and I was happier than hell.
He was so exhausted, he didn't pick a drumstick up for 6 months. Faye Schaefer, are you here? Is she here? Man, you're looking good, Faye. Another Weaversville girl. Roth was a Weaversville girl. I love Weaversville girls. Remember your father, Truman, insurance man, good guy. Well, I knew Faye also as a youth because I spent many years on the farm. Faye was in so many activities in high school. She had to take off every Monday to recuperate. And she locked herself in a bedroom so Truman and her mother couldn't find her. Reverend Clark Coons, I had a nice talk with him. And I had to be careful with my language here for a while, Clark, didn't I?
Not at all.
You guys know the Reverend had perfect attendance. I mean, he should have a Nobel Peace Prize for that. Today it's difficult to get a student to come once a week.
Hey, Ed, my wife says I need it every day.
But you used it well. Well, this is good. His first trial sermon was in English class. He tried to convince the teacher to postpone the English test. You know what? He fails. But thank goodness that trial sermon propelled him on a ministerial career, and he's been able to convince people to go to church more effectively than he could his English teacher to change that test. Bill Allman, man, where's Bill? Oh, he is good. We had a wonderful place in Northampton, Pumpkin Pete's. Pumpkin Pete's, a highly regarded establishment in the borough, a 5-star eating restaurant. I don't know if you could get a half a star, Bill. It was a well-known place for gambling in the borough. Well-known. Bill worked for Pumpkin Pete's. His main job, locked door, pulls on shades, served coffee and donuts to the guys so he could get an extra tip money. My uncle, Will Penn, played there till 5 o'clock in the morning. Instead of going home, they slept on a sofa, didn't they, Bill? So Bill actually was selling some gambling football tickets there for a while. And he made it $5 that week, didn't you?
More than that.
Well, okay, but he had to soon give up that interesting pastime. You would be a wonder in the casinos today, Bill. You'd be a wonder.
I learned not to gamble.
Okay. Kenny, sorry you're here.
No.
No.
Oh, come on, Kenny, I gotta, Kenny worked at City Service. Remember when City Service was on 21st Street? Sam Nicholas had City Service Station. Well, it took Sire 4 months before he learned how to put gasoline in a car. And one day a fella gave him a $10 bill. Man, Sam Nicholas had to make the change because he had some difficulty making that change. Who'd I have? I got Margaret Sayuk. Oh, she don't like Margaret, that's why I actually used it. You don't like it. The yearbook said she was a born waitress. Well, she started waitressing with her father down at the St. Nicholas Club when she was 6 years old. She didn't break her first plate until she was 10. That was a pretty good record. Then she worked at Newberry's. And I tried to get a free extra dip of ice cream on her. But she gave me a sneer and was a company person. But she spent a nice career up at Reverend Coon's Hope Church, supervising the senior citizen lunch program. And she's still a waitress on her family and Larry. I guess I have you yet. No, a couple other guys. I saw Bobby Flight. Yes.
8 minutes, Bob.
Okay.
1 o'clock we serve.
Okay, I got a couple more. Well, this was good. I'll tell you this. This was good. I could tell you. The state of Pennsylvania.
Mike.
The state of Pennsylvania. I get a lot of speaking with it. The state of Pennsylvania had me speaking Holiday Inn, on the history of cement and whatnot. So they had a fellow from the Wildlife Commission talk. He went way over time. So they put me up there. And a fellow put his hand up. He said, Mr. Penny, your time. I said, my time's not up. I'll finish my program because the guy before me said nothing. And I finished, and you know what? I finished my program too. I mean, come on. You invite me to speak, and then the guy tried to shut me. No, that's not bad. Okay, leave me close now with Larry, because Margie's getting nervous, okay? I don't want to get her nervous. Larry Overly was not a student.
Mike.
Pardon?
Go to the mill.
I'm sorry. I could tell you stories. And anyway, I wasn't on a cable. I had an antenna, on my house for years and years. So I'm watching an Eagles game in the cellar, and a couple guys visited me. They said, Mr. Penny, you don't have any sound. I said, I don't need any sound. I just can watch the guys play. I need a soccer game. Okay, fine. Larry Over's my friend for years. According to the yearbook, he was a funny man in school. So he goes to East Stroudsburg College. I guess it was a state teacher's college, right, Larry? Now it's in a university. They teach you less and you pay more. So Larry went to East Stroudsburg, and then he works at remember the Slatington Lamp?
Yep.
Right. They say it's a flea market. No, I don't know. Well, he works up there, and he was thinking about a career in lighting. But you know what happened? He couldn't tell the difference between a 15 and 70 watt bulb. So he had to give it up. So he ended over in Nazareth High School. He wore every hat over there. He was social studies department head. And when I needed some information, I said, Larry, send me some information from Nazareth, which he gladly did. He could tell you all kinds of stories. But on a serious note, That man, I think, has worn on 15 automobiles serving the public. And in all honesty, at the fire company, he was chief of the fire department. He did everything possible. He was with the ambulance car. I mean, he was with a supervisor in the township. He was with all these churches. I mean, he's still making shoe pipeline. There's pretty much filling in them. When I farmed a museum 25 years ago, I went to his house. I said, Larry, I need somebody to help me at the museum. I need a man with a computer. You got one. I need a man with a camera. You got one. I got to do these articles for the newspapers, but I have no camera. He must have, how many photos did you take, Larry?
I have no
He
idea.
got thousands of photos. But here's the bad point. I missed this, Margie. You were in a dang photography club, and I never asked you to grab a camera. You could have teamed up with Larry, and then he only would have gone out half as much as he had to.
It's only one or the other, you don't get both.
Well, anyway, it's a pleasure to be here. As you know, we never use notes in class. Remember that? We had a lot of fun. I could not teach today because of the techniques I use, but I had a wonderful time as a teacher. I'm proud of all you students, and you are better people for spending your days at Northampton High School. You might not have loved all of your teachers, but you left with more maturity, and you've used that maturity successful in your lives. So I say God bless, good health, and thank you for inviting me and my wife to this monumental 60th anniversary.